Welcome back, friends. Today I am discussing about diagnostics industry and should we pick up one winner from this industry so that we are rewarded adequately. I am going to start from macro, then I'll come to micro and put my views in totality. So let's look at healthcare spend as a percentage of GDP worldwide. This I am presenting a graph which I picked up from OECD. If you look at the spend for different countries, what you find is average healthcare spend is 8.8%, and developed countries like US and other developed countries, they are quite high compared to developing countries. So when you look at the US spend, it is 16.9%, followed by Switzerland, Germany, and a host of European countries which are in the range of 10-12%. And then you have a set of developing countries. And at the tail end, India and China is sold. China is around 5% of GDP, where in the case of India, healthcare spend is 3.6% in GDP. Now, the present government has set a target of 5 trillion economy. Obviously, this is going to be achieved with help of quite a few social changes. And macro and micro phenomena is pushing India to increase spend on healthcare in this area. One of a very important figure for healthcare spend increase is the pandemic, which we are still going through. I will not say we are out of it, although the impact for wave 3 has not been so bad for our country, but still that is around and we are all suffering due to. And that has obviously made our citizens more conscious about health. And every decision they take in preventive healthcare, that is increasing. Now let's look at a little more in detail. Like US, you see here highest, whereas Japan is about 9.2%, and UK, Germany, etc. They are all in that range actually. And when you come to India, these are the India Center Plus States spend is hovering around less than around 1% for most of the years, and let's just for 90-20 is around 1.29 percentage points here. So this is picking up. And the other thing which is obvious here, if you go back to this particular slide, last 3 fiscal, it is consistently increasing. And in years to come, I hope by the time India picks up and really becomes developed nation, this spend has to pick up and go to a very high level, could be in the range of 9% or so, minimum. And now the question comes, diagnostic is a subset of healthcare industry. It is not all healthcare industry. So today I am presenting a subset of healthcare, diagnostic, which is very, very important segment of healthcare industry. People have become extremely conscious about their well-being, and particularly pandemic, COVID-19 has really made us think differently. We are looking at quite a few measures which increase our immunity. We want preventive measures. We want disease to be known in advance so that this can be avoided and we can live a good life. Case of healthcare industry, particularly diagnostic, customer centricity. This means customer being at the focal point is becoming prime driver. People are looking for diagnosis services at doorstep and fast and accurate reporting and results. So, and therefore, the importance of technology has become very, very important. There are some Indian companies which have really evolved itself to supply and meet the aspirations of growing population of this nation. Besides all these factors, our country is also having growing number of elderly people like me, and obviously they will need more diagnostic support, and therefore demand for diagnostic is going to increase in years to come. Now, this particular sector has challenges also. If you look at diagnostic landscape from competition perspective, they are highly fragmented. You have got very few companies which are in organized sector, and each city the behavior is different. And in a smaller city, they have to really compete amongst unorganized diagnostic centers, which are many, many in numbers. Lack of skilled manpower. A good diagnosis, a good testing requires skilled manpower, and that is certainly a challenge. But India having vast population, once demand increases, it will pick up and that will vanish. Competition, organized versus unorganized, I have discussed about. Penetration to tier 2 and 3 cities. In major cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Calcutta and Delhi, the large companies, large testing companies are very, very popular. But, smaller places, tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they have to really compete hard with local players. And that is where they are going to really make a lot of impact if they penetrate. And then the chances of growth is so many times. Now there are some Indian companies which have learned from the scenario and perfected its method. One of the method is really reaching to the customer faster, going with accurate and right reporting in time. That is very key, and that is possible due to the technology facilitation. Now, one of such companies which I have picked for discussing today is Dr. Lal Path Labs. Now, Dr. Lal Path Lab, to give you an example, is around 15 years old company. This company has been doing decently well in terms of finances, and they have also developed a good technology setup. They are able to deliver accurate results very much in time and have captured a good share in the marketplace. Some of the numbers of Lal Path Lab, if I take up, you see, starting 2017, the revenue has grown from 881 to 1490 crores. And obviously, in the same period, if you look at the profit also has multiplied, more than doubled actually in 5 years. And when you look at EPS is moving from 19 rupees per share to 34 rupees per share in these 5 years. Current EPS in the current year is 48.49. So obviously, company is doing much better, and for 21-22 also, the EPS will be higher actually. Book value is 148, PB is 20.81. So this share is not a cheap share, but they have been doing perfectly well actually, if you look at. The market cap is about 25,721 at the current price. Dividend yield works out to be 0.65%. So when you look at all this scenario, you will find that revenue has grown by 14.5% per year, net profit by 20% roughly, and operating profit by 18%. So result-wise, the company has been doing very nice. It has been meeting the aspiration of the investor. Now, let us look at some of the numbers in terms of shareholders' return and how it has. So therefore, is it a stock worth looking at? If you ask me personally, I have invested in this stock. But before I proceed, I would like to remind you here, friends, stock investment is a risky affair and it involves good amount of risk. So before you make up your mind, it may be a good idea to do a little bit more digging into the matter, learn more, and before you take a proper decision, or refer to an advisor who can advise you before investing. Let's look at the weekly chart for this stock. So if you invested in the stock sometime in the year 20 March, the price was around 1100 or so. Today price is 3086 and it has achieved a top of around 4200, 4300 rupees. So there is a significant fall from the recent top. So the question comes, is it a good time to really enter this stock? That I'll give you answer looking at some more daily and weekly charts. When you look at these two charts, which are side by side, now as I mentioned to you, the top was almost 4300 rupees, and from there today it is available at about 3100 rupees. It has come down to 2829 and at present trading. So now when you look at the chart, is it the time where the pattern has reversed? Chart is a little confused, and I would say pattern has completely become a pickup, and tomorrow if you buy it, it's not going to fall further. There could be some fall, but as I mentioned to you, stock investment is always risky. Then certainly it may be worth looking at it. When you look at their moving averages, this stock is trading from all the main moving averages like 200 days, 50 days, 20 days, and 9 days EMA. It is just above 9 days EMA, but 200, 50 and 20 days, it is still below. So till it reverses that, we will not say that sign has reversed fully, but looking at the pros and cons, looking at the prospect it has, to me it appears to be a very good investment at this price with the upside, good potential I'll call it. But one thing I believe, looking at the macro, micro and company strengths, that in years to come, this could be a mega winner in the hand of the investors. Friends, as I mentioned earlier, if you decide to invest in this, please refer to your investment advisor or do a lot of digging yourself. because investing in stock is risky, and this video is primarily for education purposes. I have looked at Diagnostic Industry, picked up a stock and put my views in front of you to do further analysis, and as you think fit, you may decide about this stock in your portfolio. So if you like the video, please don't hesitate to subscribe this. Put your comments in the comment box. That will help me in enriching the content and bringing it back to you. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.